Gus Macker Jackson, Kyle Liechty. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning. Thanks for having me back.
It's coming up.
Yeah, we're about, so next week is event week, and the registration deadline, final deadline was last night. So now we know what we're working with in terms of teams and can move on to deliver a pretty awesome event.
Now you extended that deadline a little bit. Did that end up paying off for you guys?
Yeah, so it's interesting, and this goes for all the events in Jackson. It's like people kind of wait to see what the weather's looking like and how their summers are shaping up. So we were at about 140 teams a week ago today, and we're cool with that. It would have been lower than 2021, but in the past 7 days we jumped and actually got to 199.
It's crazy.
So we're actually bigger than last year by approximately 100 players.
Oh wow!
So,
and that's not the
growth.
Trend in the Macker community right now, is it, Kyle?
Yeah, so we've talked to some other tournaments, and there has been a dip this year. One of the big reasons, we were lucky to be able to host a Jackson tournament last summer. We were one of the few that happened. So with that, we built off that momentum and were able to grow, while others had that 2-year no-go due to impacts of the pandemic. And we think, it's just kind of hard to rebuild a base when being gone for so long. So we're very happy that we're not just happening this year, but we're up about 20% in terms of teams.
Did you decide, Andy, you're going to play in this or not?
No, I'm not. I hurt my back sleeping recently, so I don't think I can. I cannot do that. I used to be able to do that, Kyle, as you know, and I just, I'm 40 now, not 16 or 17. But I'm looking forward to watching these kids out there. It's a great time. It's
super interesting. So, we don't really talk about the participation figures, but now we actually have the data of who's coming. So about 24% of the teams are girls or female overall. That was about 18% last year, so we did see a surge in youth girl participation. But also when we look at the skill profiles, there's about 30 players that scored competitive college level all the way to professional level. Mm-hmm. So we have about 8 players coming from Division I, if not semi-pro and pro teams. So I'm fascinated to see who shows up.
That's exactly why I didn't sign up, because I would get hurt. I would have thought that I could be in the top men's division still, and then Kyle would have to call an ambulance for me.
So there are going to be some name players here?
There always is.
There's going to be some. There's going to be some talent coming to town, and I don't know necessarily who that is. I can just see how people scored on their the background and the fact that we have that many semi-pro players coming. We think with our dunk contest, we're actually the highest paying dunk contest in the nation. We have a $1,000 first prize. This year we're adding a $500 second prize. So with that, chatter gets out there, and you get this generation of Basil Hamptons coming to town just to play and win some money.
Yeah. I'm ready to see the next Basil Hampton come to town, because when Basil was in his prime, he was touring the country, winning every dunk contest.
Absolutely.
And just putting on a show, and really became a celebrity and an icon through that. So we're waiting for the next Basil to come through, right?
Yeah, so should be some high flyers this year. Pretty excited.
You actually competed against Basil?
No, I competed against Basil's brother, Lee.
Oh, Lee.
Yeah, Lee won. Believe it or not.
Besides the basketball, so for the people that are playing and their families and friends, what are the things for people to come down and do and see?
Yeah, so on Friday the 22nd, registration begins about 4 o'clock. We're moving everything to the Symphony this year. So within the Symphony, that's where registration is, but we also have a full-on retail store of Macker apparel, and going to be nice that you can escape the heat. To drop in there. So when registration's going on about 5:30 that night, we're going to kick off the Heroes Tournament with emergency responders, police, medical professionals from the area. That's really the only thing. And we have live music in the park with Vic McDermott, Darren Voris, and the Tuckers Friday night as well. Then on Saturday, basically jam-packed 3-point contest, free throw contest. We have a 3-on-3 mascot game scheduled
cool.
with mascots from the Tigers, the Mud Hens, Western Michigan, Adrian College, Jack, the Macker Man ball
In the outfits?
in the outfit. So
Oh,
we'll have
man.
that game.
You know what that's going to be
Oh
like.
yeah, it's going to be wild. So that'll lead into the dunk contest, and
Okay.
then basically after that, just food trucks, supporting the local businesses, being out and active downtown is really the big.
I think Jack the
goal.
Elephant's going to have an edge with his trunk.
Yeah, maybe some fouls.
Absolutely.
There's an opportunity for officials, because you need officials, and you sign up. It's not that bad. It's a pretty good payday, isn't it?
Yeah, so going back on how we try to do things, we're actually the highest paying in the nation for officials.
Okay.
So we pay $350 for the weekend, plus all the referees get a backpack cooler that's going to be stuffed with goods throughout the weekend, t-shirts, swag, other stuff like that. Meals are provided. But with that, we, especially for the divisions 12 and up, we want to have registered officials in every court. If we have to, we'll take on experienced basketball players for the younger divisions,
Sure.
where double dribbles are still,
Yeah.
the main issue. But with that, we are looking for about 22 to 25 officials in total, and we have 20 registered right now.
Nice, and it's not it's not a full court game. It's
Right.
You get a nice spot to ref from, really.
Exactly.
And we could use all the good referees we can have down here. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
A thankless job.
It is. It absolutely is. No matter what anyone says, it's a thankless
not
job.
gonna make it sound, like a lush position, even though there's money. I mean, it's tough, especially the 13 to 14-year-old girl division. I notice is the most challenging. Parents are
Yeah.
a little bananas. So
Yeah. For sure. I'm right in that wheelhouse.
You've got some sponsors helping to bring this to the community once again.
yeah. So County National Bank, Art Main Auto Group, and Henry Ford Health are our 3 presenting sponsors this year. After working with them for a few years, it's just exciting to see the continued interest and support of the event. And at the end of the day, we have over 40 sponsors supporting this. And one thing that's good to know, we make money, but we don't keep the money. So all the money that we get after it covers the expenses goes back to the volunteer groups and some nonprofits. So
Awesome.
end of the day, we want to make sure there's enough money coming in to pay the bills and all access beyond what we keep to pay like the down payment for next year. We then send back out at the end. So
Awesome.
It's kind of cool.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it, and for more information, you can check out the Gus Macker website. And Kyle, we look forward to seeing maybe some new basketball shoes out of you for Macker weekend.
I'll make it happen.
All right. Kyle Liechty from Gus Macker Jackson. More of the morning show.